Again, ready for multiplication. So let's write this down, multiplication. Okay, now as we get to multiplication, the steps are a little bit different. So addition and subtraction are basically identical. Multiplication has a different look to it. So the first step is also to split, but it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to split the first expression. So we'll talk about that in a second. So we split the first expression. And then the second step that we're going to do is we are going to use the distributive property. So we're going to distribute, and we'll talk about that one too. And then the third and final step is we are going to go through and we're going to combine like terms. And this is going to get us to the end of our polynomial. So let's break this down. The first thing that it says is to split the first expression. So what we're saying is we're going to take this first expression over here and we're just going to split it up and give some room to work. So we're going to write 2x squared, leave some space, plus 5x, leave some space, minus 1. So first step done. All we're doing is splitting that up. Now the second step says to distribute. So let's talk about that. We're going to distribute using this second polynomial. So we're going to take that second one and we're going to rewrite it next to each of these first terms. So we have 4x minus 3, 4x minus 3, and 4x minus 3. So then, once we've rewritten it this way, now we are really ready to do the distributive property. So we're going to go back through and we're going to distribute in each of these situations. So there are a couple rules with exponents that we want to remember. When I'm multiplying, so like in this first one we'll talk about here, when I'm doing 2x squared times 4x, I multiply coefficients, so that's 8, but then I add my exponents. So this would become x to the third power. When I go to my next number, which is just negative 3, that becomes negative 6x squared. So I multiply 2 times negative 3. Let's move over to our second group. 5x times 4x is 20, and then I have x squared, minus 5x times negative 3 is negative 15x. So again, I multiply, 5 times 3 is 15, and I keep that x. Let's go to the last one. Negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. So now we've gone through step 2 of distributing. Our last step then is to combine all of our like terms. So as we go across our expression, what we're going to see is we have a couple x squareds that are like terms that we can combine. We also have some x's, negative 15x minus 4x, that we can combine. We have a constant and we have an x cubed that doesn't have a like term, so we're just going to drop those down. So then our final step is to go ahead and do that combining. So what this leaves me with is 8x to the third, and then I have negative 6x squared plus 20x squared is positive 14x squared. Negative 15x minus 4 more is negative 19x, and then I have my constant of positive 3. Okay. So again, all we're doing is splitting our expression, 2x squared plus 5x minus 1. We brought our second expression down in our second polynomial. We distributed it amongst that, and then we finished by combining our like terms. So here is our final answer. So then to close out class today, you guys are going to come over to the More box and you're going to be doing page 505, number 5. Page 505, number 5. So that's our